Exactly. Such a beautiful woman. Women going, such a wonderful dress as well. Oh my. Look at those dishes. Aren't they delectable? A cup of coffee. Something that my mom could actually match. Statements like these, oh so common, everyday lines. Something that would almost be considered passé. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, guests, and fellow effusive people. Today I'd like to present before you not how easy it is or whether it's good or bad to comment on people, food, clothes, cars, whatever, but the effect of sensory stimuli. Now, a simple social experiment. You see before me. Yeah, exactly. Laugh on.
Camera off.
And then you see before me. How many of you made a judgment based on my formal attire? And how many of you also made a judgment based on the rock t-shirt that I had on? It's almost an automatic predisposition that our mind goes into. We have a pre-conviction to actually classify people, objects and things. Everybody, when you saw me in my formal attire, you visualized me as possibly a morose, demure professional. Last. Also, when you saw me with my rock t-shirt on, there was a complete transformation. You saw me as a rebel, a non-conformist, possibly a nihilist. Nihilism is a social thought where you abstain from actually following any social modes or customs. Why is this so? Why is our mind wired so? Whether we like it or not, there's always this condition that we want to classify things. Areas such as you looking for the next promotion, or you possibly moving to the next IC, individual contributor level, or possibly selecting a mate. All of these are processes that you use using classification. A lot of you are wondering now, this is a bit too scientific, isn't it? Natural selection, Darwinism, all of that. But the point is, human classification is used for comfort, is used also for protection, sometimes out of fright. This is evolution at work right in front of our eyes. And when we actually use that evolution, we almost are convinced that this is something that is human. Instead of something that is so scientific. All of you now, when you wonder, why did I choose this particular topic? One of the reasons why I chose this particular topic was a few months ago, I actually joined a runners group. I am a runner a wee bit, and I run with this group in South Bangalore called Jayanagar Jaguars. Intimidating name, isn't it? So that early morning, I reached a part of Jayanagar. It was early throws in the morning when all you can see is packs of dogs and packs of runners. In the midst of runners there, I saw one elderly person. We exchanged a few hellos, did our stretches, and we started off on our run. After about the 15th kilometer or so, the 64-year-old person caught me. He started pacing me. Here I am thinking, a man in decent physical condition can beat a bunch of 60-year-olds. All this while, my mind is actually making an image of what a 60-year-old is. And then I wondered, why? What is the reason? So, after the run, I met Chandra sir and I told him, in all humility, sir, I bow down before you. Apparently, it's been told that the human mind actually classifies people within a tenth of a second. This is, of course, from Google research projects. They did based on conducting analysis when people actually view other people. This is, of course, by our own very Google class project. Lastly, I'd like to leave you with a thought. Should you classify people, objects, or things? Vehemently I say, yes you should. How else will you process, take in that much of information that the world has to offer? How should you do it? You should do it with as much information as possible. Because it's not worth you losing the next promotion, neither is it worth you losing the next IC level, IC 456. Neither is it worth losing the Megan Foxes that I actually spoke about, if you do wish. Because that's something that you've got to chew about. Think about how you start putting people in buckets. Over to you, Toastmasters.